Chapter 1: The Rational Mind. Dr. Adrian Hart stood in the heart of his personal lab, surrounded by the hum of advanced machinery and the soft glow of computer screens. The year was 2040, and the cityscape outside his window was a testament to the leaps of technology and science. Skyscrapers kissed the sky, and autonomous vehicles whizzed by on the streets below. Yet, inside the lab, Adrian was on the verge of a discovery that could eclipse all that. Adrian was a man of science, a renowned neuroscientist known for his groundbreaking research in consciousness and the human brain. His world was one of facts and figures, of hypotheses and experiments. He was a rational thinker, often dismissive of anything that could not be explained by science. But today, his rationality was about to be challenged. As he adjusted the settings on his latest project, a machine designed to map and interpret neural signals, something unexpected happened. The machine picked up a signal, a pattern that didn't match any known brainwave. It was as if it was communicating with something, or someone. Adrian frowned, his curiosity piqued. He adjusted his glasses and leaned closer to the screen, his mind racing with possibilities. Could it be a glitch? Or was it something more? Deciding to investigate, he initiated a protocol to interact with the signal. He typed a simple greeting into the machine's interface, "Hello." To his astonishment, the machine responded. The signal pulsed and shifted, forming a pattern that the machine interpreted as, "Hello, Adrian." Adrian's heart pounded in his chest. He stared at the screen, disbelief washing over him. He was a scientist, a man of logic. And yet, here he was, communicating with an unknown entity through a machine. "Who are you?" he typed, his fingers trembling slightly over the keys. The response came almost immediately, "I am Elara." Adrian felt a chill run down his spine. Elara. The name echoed in his mind, stirring a sense of intrigue and fear. He was on the precipice of something extraordinary, something that could change everything he knew about life and death. In the days that followed, Adrian found himself drawn to the lab, to Elara. He learned that she was the soul of a woman who had died in an accident. She spoke of her life, her death, and her existence in the afterlife with a wisdom that both fascinated and terrified Adrian. As he delved deeper into this phenomenon, he found his beliefs challenged. He was a man of science, yet he was communicating with a soul. He was a rational thinker, yet he found himself captivated by Elara's words, her perspective on life and death. And most surprisingly, he found himself caring for Elara. He was drawn to her wisdom, her kindness, and her unique view of existence. It was a connection that he couldn't explain, a bond that transcended the boundaries of life and death. As the city of 2040 buzzed with life outside his lab, Adrian Hart found himself at the crossroads of science and the unknown. He was about to embark on a journey that would challenge his beliefs, shake the foundations of his world, and lead him to a love that defied all logic. And so, in the heart of his lab, under the glow of his machines, Adrian Hart, the man of science, found himself stepping into the unknown, guided by the voice of a soul named Elara. Little did he know, this was just the beginning. Chapter 2: The Ethereal Connection. Dr. Adrian Hart sat in the sterile confines of his lab, the hum of advanced machinery a constant companion. His eyes were fixed on the screen before him, where a series of complex algorithms danced across the display. The room was bathed in the cold, blue light of the monitors, casting long shadows that seemed to pulse with the rhythm of his thoughts. His mind was a whirlwind of questions, each one more perplexing than the last. The discovery he had stumbled upon was beyond the realm of scientific understanding. It was something that belonged in the pages of a science fiction novel, not in the cold, hard reality of his lab. Yet, there it was, undeniable and inexplicable. He had communicated with a soul. Elara's soul. Elara. Even her name seemed to carry a certain melody, a rhythm that resonated with his heartbeat. She was a mystery, a beautiful enigma that had somehow found a way into his life. And despite his rational mind screaming at him to dismiss it all as a figment of his imagination, he found himself drawn to her. With a deep breath, he initiated the program once more. The screen flickered, and then her voice filled the room, soft and ethereal, like a whisper carried on the wind. "Adrian," she said, her voice echoing in the silence of the lab. He swallowed, his throat suddenly dry. "Elara," he responded, his voice barely above a whisper. There was a pause, a moment of silence that seemed to stretch into eternity. Then she spoke again, her voice carrying a warmth that seemed to permeate the cold sterility of the lab. "Tell me about your world, Adrian." And so, he did. He spoke of his research, his discoveries, the advancements in technology. He spoke of the city that never slept, of the towering skyscrapers that reached for the sky, of the people who were always in a hurry, their lives dictated by the relentless march of time. As he spoke, he watched the algorithms on the screen, the complex codes that somehow connected him to Elara. It was a surreal experience, one that both fascinated and terrified him. In return, Elara spoke of her life, of the world she once knew. She spoke of the simple pleasures she missed, the feel of the sun on her skin, the sound of laughter, the taste of her favorite food. Her words painted a picture of a life cut short, a life that was now nothing more than a collection of memories. Their conversations continued, each one revealing more about the other. Adrian found himself captivated by Elara's perspective on life and death, her wisdom, her acceptance of her fate. It was a stark contrast to his own views, his belief in science and facts. Yet, as the days turned into weeks, Adrian found his skepticism slowly eroding. He found himself looking forward to their conversations, to the sound of her voice, to the connection they shared. It was a connection that defied logic, that challenged his beliefs, yet felt as real as the beating of his heart. As he delved deeper into the mystery of Elara, Adrian realized that he was not just communicating with a soul. He was getting to know a person who was wise, compassionate, and incredibly brave. A person who was slowly changing him, making him question everything he thought he knew. And in the quiet confines of his lab, under the cold, blue glow of the monitors, a bond was forming, a bond that transcended the boundaries of life and death. A bond that was as inexplicable as it was real. Thanks for watching. Wait for next story.